Hi, we're Celeste, Gabby, and Kate, and today we'll be talking to you about artificial photosynthesis.
Humans are mimicking the natural process of photosynthesis to develop efficient solar energy harvesting technologies and to produce sustainable energy. In natural photosynthesis, plants take in carbon dioxide and release oxygen. However, according to Dr. Thomas Faunce, more solar energy strikes the Earth's surface in 1 hour each day than the energy used by all human activities in 1 year. So photosynthesis is very inefficient. To make better use of this unused solar energy, we can use artificial photosynthesis. Artificial photosynthesis is the direct conversion of solar power into chemical energy. This would be a huge improvement from natural photosynthesis and would provide numerous environmental benefits. It would be a more efficient use of solar energy. It could provide more than one type of fuel because by altering the reaction between light, carbon dioxide, and water, many different fuels can be produced. It's also a source of hydrogen fuel and oxygen, and lastly, can increase crop yields of food, fiber, and wood. This is all related to global change. Natural photosynthesis is implemented through the conversion of carbon dioxide to energy-rich materials. So when we burn fossil fuels, we release all of that stored carbon dioxide. Artificial photosynthesis will instead use non-polluting fuels and energy sources. This way, heat will be the only byproduct, so it's basically just clean energy.
So how does artificial photosynthesis work? Essentially, it takes liquid water and splits it into gaseous hydrogen and gaseous oxygen. This is essentially the same process as natural photosynthesis, but with the use of nanotechnology. Dr. Peter Frischmann and his colleagues describe the process of molecular artificial photosynthesis. Before describing Dr. Frischmann's model, let me take a moment to familiarize you with some of the vocabulary. Chromophores are molecules that absorb light, and the light harvesting antenna is an organized group of chromophores that allows excitation energy transfer between them. Photosensitizers separate the charges from the chromophores. The first thing that is needed for artificial photosynthesis, according to Dr. Frischmann, is a chromophore. Chromophores should have many qualities, such as a broad absorption spectrum and a long excited state lifetime. However, there is no perfect chromophore. Here are some chromophores that have been used. Choosing a chromophore involves a series of trade-offs between desired characteristics, and none has been found yet that effectively transfers energy to a photosensitizer. Luckily, there are many more possibilities yet to try, which can be organized in a nearly infinite amount of ways to form the light harvesting antenna. The next thing needed is a photosensitizer to separate the charges and prevent back electron transfer. Just like with the light harvesting antenna, there are many different ways to make a photosensitizer, each with relative advantages and disadvantages. Generally, structures called metallic triads are used. An example of such a triad is shown here. As you can see, the final necessary ingredient is the catalyst. Drs. Zhao and Fry explored the use of cobalt oxide nanocrystals, and that has been effective, reacting quickly and absorbing photons so that they aren't lost. Also, cobalt oxide nanocrystals are relatively plentiful and easy to obtain, so this is a promising approach. As with the chromophores and photosensitizers, researchers are evaluating the use of many different options.
There are several issues with artificial photosynthesis that must be addressed before it can be a viable option. A main issue is its cost effectiveness. Currently, the materials, such as ruthenium and platinum, that are being used as catalysts and light absorbents are very costly. However, much research is being devoted to finding alternative catalysts that are not so expensive. For example, researchers at Stanford have recently developed ways to make the materials more resilient and thus less expensive. They additionally worked on developing a way to combine the solar panel and electrolyzer in one device. Another problem that needs more research is the development of interfacial materials that will link light absorbers to catalysts to allow for efficient control of the entire system. Finally, the last main issue is the scale of production. Currently, artificial photosynthesis is limited to nanoscale. In order to be beneficial, it would need to be increased to macroscale production. Artificial photosynthesis is currently still limited to research centers and laboratories such as the Joint Center for Artificial Photosynthesis in California and the Korea Center for Artificial Photosynthesis in South Korea.
Basically, artificial photosynthesis is a clean way to make better use of solar energy and to benefit our environment.
There's a common structure to how to use artificial photosynthesis, but there are many different material possibilities for the individual parts.
To make artificial photosynthesis a valid alternative, cost effectiveness needs to be improved and macro-scale production techniques and other materials need to be developed to increase efficiency.